to call it the pie of life. I just started couples therapy, and it's helped me a lot because this is what helps us as individuals become our best selves. Those are the 5: physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and intellectual. And I like to add rest. That's something that I learned in 2018, the importance of rest. Even if you don't have someone in your life right now, I think it's good to get yourself ready for that person, for you to become the person that you want to attract. What up, guys? Happy Monday to everyone listening to the podcast on a Monday. I hope you all had a really safe and fun Halloween. I definitely did. I had a great time, and I'm looking forward to the next big holiday, Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. So I'm so excited to spend some quality time with the people who matter the most to me. Anyway, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about something I learned about in therapy. It's called the pie of life. That's what I call it. It's really the aspects of being human. I thought it'd be really interesting, and it's helped me a lot, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So let's get into it. This is Chiquis and Chill. Okay, so I like to call it the pie of life, but it is really aspects of being human. They gave me this chart, it literally looks like a pie, and it's sliced in 5 pieces, and I'll explain to you what each section is. I just started couples therapy with Emilio, and it's really helped me. It's helped me a lot because this is what helps us as individuals become our best selves. And it's crazy because before knowing about this pie of life or this aspects of being human, I was already doing it. So it was just confirmation to me that I am very intuitive. Like, I am a person that listens to her body, and I know what's going on, and I know what makes me feel good. So it made me very, very happy to know that this exists out there, that there is a chart for it. And so I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's super important. I'm going to make this episode as short and sweet as possible because I just want to give you the information and for you to go out in the world and try your best to use it on a daily basis so that you can find balance in your life. That's what it's all about, finding balance. I always talk about balance because it is so important. So with that being said, so the aspects of being human and this pie of life that I like to call it, it's the physical part, emotional, social, intellectual, and spiritual. I would like to recreate the pie of life, the aspects of being human, in 6 parts. I feel like rest is a very important and essential part of living and becoming a successful, best version of yourself. Rest. So in my pie of life, and the one I just invented right now, it has all these things I just mentioned, but also it has rest. So I wish I could show you guys what it looks like, but basically the physical aspect, for instance, I always tell you guys this, working out, sweating on a daily basis is very, very important. This is stuff that you guys are going to do as an individual. So what my therapist said was, I need you guys to work and to strengthen yourself as an individual so that you guys can come together, Emilio and I, and have a good partnership. It's all about strengthening yourself as an individual. So this is for you as a person, okay? And then you put it into your relationship and so on and so forth. So physical aspect. The physical aspect is working out, is sweating, is taking the time to exercise your body, to move your body as much as possible. I try to do 3 to 5 times a week. Sometimes I don't even do one because I'm so busy or I'm just so exhausted, but I then feel the difference when I don't work out because yes, I want to look better. I want to lose weight, but also it makes me feel better mentally, physically, emotionally. You're releasing endorphins, you're releasing toxins when you sweat. So physical activity is very important. At least 20 minutes a day, 20 to 30, 45 minutes. It's important and essential for the balance, emotional balance more than anything. Then you have the emotional aspect. What is that? That is, I would say, going to therapy. You know what I mean? Doing something that is connecting you to your emotions, not ignoring your emotions. A lot of people want to go through life and ignore, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, I'm sad. Some people don't even want to say the word depressed or anxiety because that's a sign of quote unquote weakness, but that's not the truth. That is absolutely false. If you can't afford therapy, then it's reading a book. It's being connected in some way with your emotions, expressing to a friend. You know what I mean? Like releasing yourself, releasing these emotions and not holding them inside. That's a huge part of your mental health and your emotional health, by releasing and expressing your emotions. Okay, spirituality. It's another one. Praying, meditating, whatever that means to you, going to church, Catholic, Christian, whatever church and religion you go to, it's just having faith, being connected on a daily basis. Spirituality is important. Spirituality. Okay, so again, this is stuff that we should try to do every day. Okay, so we have the physical, emotional, and spiritual. I'm not saying to go to therapy every single day. What I'm saying is being connected with your emotions, like tapping in with yourself is what I mean. Tapping in. Hey, how do I feel today? I'm feeling this. Okay, cool. I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to focus on this, but it's like tapping in with yourself. And then spirituality. I always say start your day connecting to the higher power, having faith. Social. That's another thing. Having some type of social life. This is where the balance comes in, where it's, yes, you got to work hard, but also you have to balance your life with being connected socially with either a friend or your family or whatever, having that part of your life, like saying, okay, I work Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends, I'm going to spend time with my loved ones. I'm going to go see my mom. I'm going to go whatever. It's having that social aspect of your life, especially in a relationship, you guys, because that was a huge one. Because I'm more social than Emilio is. I'm more of like, oh, I have dinner with my friends. I plan that. I thrive on connecting with my friends, on having connections. That's where the social part comes in. Emilio is not as social as I am. And the therapist was saying, you really need to tap into your social. Like if she goes out with her friends, it's okay for you to go out with your friends. That's all healthy. You know what I mean? Like being healthy and being our best selves individually so that we can come back to each other and appreciate each other even more so. And then we have intellectual, reading a book, feeding your soul. I always tell you guys, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. That can also mean taking courses on your craft, learning more about your craft or your job or whatever, or even something that you want to learn in the future, even if you have a job, wherever it may be, a 9-to-5, but at night, you're like, okay, I'm going to take a little online course, or I'm going to read a book on something I'm interested in. I don't know, like it could be anything. You know what I mean? It's really tapping into being intentional with, learning and growing and feeding your mind. That's something that I will admit I used to do a lot more, was reading books at night. Instead of watching TV, I would read a book. And Emilio and I want to start that again. It's crazy because we're doing couples therapy with my therapist that I see like on my own. And then her husband, they have like this whole thing where they do couples therapy, like restoring relationships and stuff. So it's premarital. I think it's super important. You guys know I'm a huge advocate for that. So it's crazy because I've learned so much with her as an individually, like therapy. And now I'm learning so much more now that it's like all of us in one room. It's 4 of us. And we talk about so many things and they share so many things. So I had forgotten that side of myself. Like I'll read like when I'm on an airplane and stuff like that. Like I love to read. But before I used to read so much more. Like when they say kids read at least half an hour a day, like adults do it too. We need to not forget to read books, you guys. Like it is so important to feed our mind instead of just watching TV at night. The last thing we should do is read something and not just be on social media and look at all this other stuff. It's read and like really try to feed your mind and your soul, So those are the 5, right? It's physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and intellectual. And I like to add rest. That's something that I learned in 2018, the importance of rest. Yes, you can work hard, but you should also rest. Know what that is. I come from a background with my family that it's the harder you work, the more valuable you are, the cooler you are. It's you got to work like to the bone, and F vacations and F this and F that. Like, I don't know. With me, I feel like it changed. Even my mom was like that. My mom was like, I'm going to wake up at 5. She wouldn't really rest. She would work till really late. And then again, same thing. And we would go on vacations and she didn't know how to just turn off. And sometimes I find myself doing that. And the one that brings me back is Emilio. Is like, hey, like put your phone down for a second, like be present. And I'm like, oh shit, you're right. Because I'm a hippie, Janae is a hippie, you guys. When it comes to Chiquis is more of like work, like I got to do videos, I got to do this. But like sometimes I feel like Chiquis will get into Janae's mind. I know that sounds weird, but it's the truth, where I have to remind myself and bring myself back. So I'm really grateful that Emilio reminds me of that. And I want to remind you guys and let you guys know that it is okay to just rest. Even if you don't go on a vacation, for you just to say, I'm not doing anything but going to church on Sunday and relaxing at home and just taking time to recharge my batteries. That is also a part of my job now. It is an essential part of my job. For me, it's like now I'm starting to unwind. It's the end of the year. Like I want to unwind. I want to work less, but the days that I work, make them count because I want to prepare myself for the new year that's coming. So a lot of people don't understand that. It's kind of like, well, you got to work. It's like, yes, like don't lose a momentum. Yes, I don't want to lose a momentum, but I also, in order to have momentum, in order for me to be my best self, I need to slow my freaking brakes. I need to wait, pop my brakes, let me enjoy the moment, let me enjoy my home, let me get myself aligned again in order to give you my best. So some people don't understand that, people that I work with. And I think slowly I always tell them like, hey, you need to like rest, like turn off your phone. Don't answer me. Like, it's okay. Like take a weekend, go hang out with your family because that is so important, you guys. So I've learned that yes, it's good to work hard and to be a hustler. Absolutely. But also to enjoy your life and what you work so hard for. So now my motto is I want to work smarter, not harder. And I grew up learning work as hard as you can to the bone because that is what people respect. And yes, I respect that, but I also don't want to miss everything else, like my family. And like when they say stop and smell the roses, you guys, really, like it's like, wait, take a moment. You're busy on your phone, working. But wait, stop, put your phone down and look at the sky and literally smell the roses. Stop and just admire what's around you. It's all about balance. And that's what this episode is all about. It's finding the balance in your life and doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that in order for you to feel whole. That's how you're going to feel whole. And it's going to take time, you guys. It's not something that's going to happen from one day to another. It takes practice. It takes you being intentional. That's another word that I love on the podcast. It's being intentional, doing things with intent. For you, it's like not just, by accident or by chance. No, it's I choose to do this. I choose to want to do this. You know what I mean? It's choosing. It's being intentional. Going back to the pie of life that I like to call it, Emilio and I, he has one and I have one. It's the same one, but they gave us one each. And I think it's super important. Even if you don't have someone in your life right now, I think it's good to get yourself ready for that person, for you to become the person that you want to attract. And this is a huge part of it. It's having all these pieces that are essential in order for you to have the best future by yourself and with someone else. Not feeling like you need someone else to come and complete this pie. You complete it yourself. And then that person that comes into your life is just what my mom used to call it, dessert. You know what I mean? Like you have your full course meal, which is all these things that I just mentioned. And the person that comes into your life is hopefully also whole in these things, which is why it's important for Emilio and I to really just be as healthy as we possibly can individually by ourselves so that way we can be our best selves together for each other. And I think that if you can do this, a little bit of it every day would be great. If not, throughout the week. There's 7 days in a week. So it's just really figuring out what works best for you and trying to do a little bit of it every day, if not throughout the 7 days of the week, if that makes sense. Like, and making the 7th day your rest day. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm going to rest, I'm going to detox, however it looks. It's not right or wrong. It's whatever works best for your lifestyle, for your job. But always keeping in mind, okay, I'm feeling a little uneasy. I have a little anxiety. Maybe jumping on the treadmill. You haven't done that for a few days. Try doing that. Like that happened to me, you guys. Like I was so busy. I've been so busy for the past 2 months that I felt like I was becoming a little lazy with my meditation, not waking up early enough to really do my meditation the way I like. And I felt very imbalanced and I started feeling very irritable, like very overwhelmed. And when I have my shit together, when I'm doing all these things that I just mentioned, as often as I possibly can, I feel aligned. I feel like I am connected to the earth and to the sky, to the heavens, and that's what it's about. It's like really being grounded and grounding yourself and praying and being spiritually connected. And you just feel better in every single way. And when I do this and I follow this, the aspects of being human, I feel balanced and I feel happier and I feel more joyful. more hopeful. And I'm telling you, and I'm sharing this because it's also something that this episode, I want to also listen back to and remind myself. And hopefully while I'm reminding myself, I'm helping some of you guys as well. So if you are feeling antsy, irritable, overwhelmed, stressed, depressed, really try to implement these things that I just told you, which is physical, emotional, social, intellectual, and spiritual, and adding rest. The social part, I think it's also some people are very introverted and they don't really want to go out or really don't feel comfortable. It gives them anxiety, but it's just really stepping out of your comfort zone and saying, you know what, I'm going to try something different. Maybe it'll make me feel good. Little by little, taking baby steps. It doesn't have to be something like, oh, I'm going to go to a freaking concert and I'm going to be around so many people. It's like little by little, like start off with a cousin, going out and having a coffee and just having that connection with someone else, you know? And I'm going to find a way. I'm going to see if I can post it on socials, you guys, so you guys could see the pie of life, so that you guys can print it out. We can find a way for you guys to print it out. I have this cabinet that I open every day, and that's where I have all my spiritual stuff and my books and everything that I do, like my morning meditation, morning routine thing. And I have it there. I like to keep it there so that it reminds me every day. I think it's a good thing for you to place it somewhere where you could see it, maybe in your closet when you're getting dressed, on your mirror when you're brushing your teeth, in a little place. You know, you can have your spiritual sanctuary. You can have it there. Anything that could be like, okay, cool. What am I missing? I haven't really like tapped into my spirituality. Maybe I'm going to go to church this Sunday. Or, you know what? I'm feeling a little like sad. I'm going to call my sister. Hey, sister, I just need to talk. Let me just express myself if you don't have a therapist. Physical, man, I haven't worked out in a few days. You know what? I'm going to jump on the damn treadmill. I'm going to do 20 minutes, little by little, you know. Oh, you know, I haven't read a book. I haven't picked up a book in a long time. You know what? Let me join a book club. I don't know. You know, like start like little by little. Just it'll help. It'll remind you. And if you're feeling like overactive, then you need a rest. Then you need to be like, you know what? I need to just close out the world. Just stay home, listen to Chiquis and Chill, or watch Netflix and chill, where you could just relax and be. It's very important. Get in the bathtub. I always tell you guys, I need to actually do that. I need to get in the bathtub. I haven't used my bathtub in a minute. So yes, like, you know, keep it somewhere where you can see it and it's a reminder for you. And again, I fall off the wagon as well. I get off track as well. It's okay. Be patient and be compassionate with yourself because life happens. There's so much going on. We are being pulled in so many different directions and it is okay. It's always coming back and tapping into yourself and aligning yourself and telling yourself, you know what, wait, let me take a deep breath. Let me center myself. Let me do these things that make me feel good. And also make a list of things that make you feel good. What makes you feel good? What makes your soul excited to live? Write those things down. And when you're feeling all these things that we feel, that I feel as well, say, you know what makes me feel good is going to my grandma's house. I don't know. It could be anything. For me, I like spending time with my nieces and nephews. I'll be like, you know what? I need a little bit of that. This month, I'm going to do my best to go and spend some time, some quality time with my nieces and nephews, because that makes my soul happy. So it's different for all of us. Anyways, I want to make this short and sweet, and hopefully this episode can help you guys. It's something that means a lot to me because I feel that we all have the tools within ourselves to be happy and have a happy life, even if we don't necessarily have everything we think we need to have materialistically to be happy. Because some people feel if I don't have a big house or an extravagant car or this clothes and that clothes, all these material things, I will never be happy. But that is so false, you guys. All that stuff is materialistic. It's exterior. It's when you are balanced within yourself and you're happy within yourself that you find this joy that I can't even explain, where all those things don't even matter anymore. You start seeing life in a different way where you just feel like you feel whole. And in order to feel whole, I truly believe and I feel and I have practiced, and this is just my opinion and my advice, that these things, all these things that I mentioned in this episode have helped me become a successful person, is really finding that balance. So anyways, that is it. And I do want to leave you guys with a motivational quote. Although this entire episode was to motivate you, I hope. Here it is. Balance is not something you find. It is something you create. Ooh, bring it back. Balance is not something you find. It is something you create. We are creating ourselves every single day We have to be intentional. We have to want to be different. We have to choose every day to do something different in order to see a difference, to feel a difference. It's tapping in to your inner authentic self and centering yourself. So thank you for listening. I hope that I was able to help. I love you guys so much. You guys are definitely a very happy part of my life. I love doing my podcast. I love listening to you guys on Dear Chiquis as well. You have no idea. I'm just grateful. And even when I'm having a bad day and I'm feeling overwhelmed and I do my podcast, I feel so much better. So you guys, thank you. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Kick ass. And I'm sending you a big kiss, okay? Mwah. Love you guys. Do you need advice on love, relationships, health, y más? I'm so excited to share with you that my Chiquis and Chill podcast will have an extra episode drop each week. I'll be answering all your questions. Just leave me a voice message con todas tus preguntas y yo te las voy a contestar personalmente. All you have to do is go to speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast and record your questions. I can't wait to hear from you. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, and check us out on YouTube.